True. I don't know if I'd keep it up though, just to avoid the flu.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But you can see if somebody's sick with the flu, there would be obvious, there'd be obvious evidence there. And that's the problem. You can't see it with COVID.
See, well, you can sometimes. I mean, if the person is really in pain,
Right.
Some of them are, you can see that.
Right. But if they're just walking around asymptomatic, you just don't know.
No, that's true. That's true.
And that's what's so scary.
Uh-oh, Sheila's with us.
Sheila's with us.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Shabbat
Good, how
shalom.
are you?
Doing good, doing good.
Gary, okay?
Gary's doing it. He's still
We have all the important people here.
right. We don't have a minion yet.
1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, we do.
Okay.
We have 11, 12, including David, 13 with Mary.
Oh, okay. We're good then. We can.
There'll have to be a Torah someplace. So that's another one. Okay, we'll close down this chat room and just let these people do it on their own.
Right. We'll have our own little service here.
Why?
Has anybody got AT&T Uverse or DirecTV? Because they're having a lot of problems and they're missing all of our stations.
I know.
I
Hope they give us credit.
I asked that.
Each other.
I called about a credit and the guy said they'll do it when it's over. I said,
What's over? When what's over?
They're counting on you being so happy that it's over that they can ignore the credits.
Yeah, well,
no.
fortunately, there's a lot of other channels to watch, but
Right.
I
And I
thought
don't have live streaming on
DirecTV,
TV.
but it's everybody.
Yeah, I know and it doesn't matter if you change companies because the other company could get entanglement with them next week or the week after. They hold too much power. They hold too much.
Comcast owns that company.
Controller is Tegna. The controller is Tegna.
Oh yeah, and it's ABC, CBS,
Yeah,
NBC, and part of Fox.
Whatever you want.
they recommend you go to Xfinity.
But Affinity could next
Well,
week.
they already did theirs about a year ago, but they somehow agreed and they never lost anything. They had all this flashing, but it seems that AT&T and Tegna are far apart or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. We've been with them 4.5 years. We've never had anything like this. And the problem is if you cancel AT&T, there's a cancellation fee because our service goes from June to June. So it would end up costing me $300 or $400.
Yeah.
Cancel the
Contract. Yeah. We got out. We just Roku and their stuff. We do Hulu. We do Netflix.
Well, that's what Santa is bringing me a Roku. Santa,
okay.
He's bringing me one. So.
We have actually you can get widescreen TVs with Roku in it now. It's already built in.
I have it.
Yeah, I don't have that, but I'm getting an actual Roku
But
from
you
Santa.
Can't
Mom
override.
and Jenny, how you feeling?
Jenny, you feeling okay?
Hi.
How you guys feeling?
Your
We are
private
feeling
Starbucks.
so much more better.
We are feeling good. Full disclosure.
I feel human.
Yeah. Full disclosure. I took another test on Wednesday. Came back positive again, but I have had no symptoms for over 14 days, even longer than 14 days. And so the doctor has written me a note as concerning with work and everything that I am just asymptomatic and I have no active in me. I can still test positive, but I guess that's the CDC guidelines now. I'm not active.
What I said.
My doctor told me today that we are probably immune for the next 60 days. Woohoo!
I like the word probably though, Chief.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get
We
didn't get to fly out on Air Force One to Walter Reed, so we did very well with it. We did very well.
Oh my God, we got through it, but it was not fun.
And we do our mask and we do our social distancing and we do everything we're supposed to do. So,
You know,
like we did before.
Well, it's funny because I asked the doctor, I said, I can't figure out really how we got this because we're very careful. He goes, the numbers are so high now, it's pretty much very prevalent.
Yeah.
You know, so he says you can get it anywhere.
Yeah.
So you just got to be really careful.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to disinfect the house all over again.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
washed the
Canterbury.
walls.
Hey, Carrie,
Cantor.
Everybody, Shabbat Shalom.
what's up?
Right.
There's
Oh.
Canterbury.
Hi, Canterbury.
Hello.
Bob. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Jenny. How do you feel?
You,
are you,
Jenny, yeah.
Hi, who's saying that?
It's Linda. How are you?
Oh, hi. We're feeling so much better.
Good, good, wonderful,
Thank God, thank God.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
very good,
I'm feeling so much more human. Thank God.
good. How are
Not
you doing,
really
Tom?
messy there.
Doing
How's Tom
good.
doing? Yeah,
Doing good.
excellent.
I'm headed for a contract job. Supposed to start on the 14th, but they've got all my paperwork in. They said, well, let's see if we can get you in a little earlier. It's right here in Jacksonville, so it's
boy.
that's really good. Yeah, 10
That's
weeks right here in Jacksonville. Just go down, come home. Yeah, that's gonna be
boy.
good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
That's
Shalom,
good.
everyone.
How's, hi, Janie. Hello there, Glenn. How are you? Glenn, excuse me, Jean. How are you doing? Hey, Sheila. Did I see Sheila?
Yeah.
I think I did. Oh, there. Oh, hello.
Hi, Cheryl.
Yeah, Linda
Hi,
and
Cheryl.
Bob. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Now, oh, there's Sandy. Yeah, Marlene.
Man.
Mhm.
Over an inch. Thanks.
Hey, Janie.
Hi, I don't know who said that. Sheila.
Sheila.
Hi,
How are you
Sheila.
doing?
Everybody said it, Janie.
Hi, Susan.
Hi from everybody.
Hi,
Hiding.
everybody.
Oh, Susan. Hello, Susan.
Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
Hey, Susan.
I'm good. How are you?
Susan, how's Gary doing?
How's Gary doing?
Gary's doing okay. You know, he's
Good.
taking
Excellent.
it day by day here. He didn't actually go to Thanksgiving. He decided to stay home because we had it outside at Julie's house, but he just decided, the kids came to see
And our
him,
rabbi is joining us.
but he just decided it was too much.
Good evening, Rabbi. Address?
Hi, Laura.
Hey, Rabbi address. What's
Good
up?
evening, Rabbi.
Hi, Rabbi Address.
Oh,
Oh, Rabbi.
How y'all
Where?
doing?
Hello.
Y'all, hey, you're getting
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
you're getting with the program. Hi, y'all.
Hi.
Hi, y'all.
Oh, Miriam.
Are you going to be entertaining Starbucks with our service tonight?
Yes, I'm
So
serving
cool.
Starbucks.
Ah,
This is my happy place.
I love it. Maybe some other Jewish people will wander in and hear it.
You never know. I'm usually all by myself here.
Oh,
private Starbucks backdrop.
I downloaded it from the app.
oh, you're
Cool.
not really there?
That's sharp.
I'm not.
Oh. You
I
had
went
me
to
going.
her. I said, she has a big living room.
It looks so real.
I know.
Just look real.
That's
Just look
amazing.
real.
And the
Fun.
Knockmans are here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hello, Knockmans.
Hi there.
Jim on
Oh.
Torah study. He's all over the world. He shows us all his pictures.
Marcia and Dan, welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Marcia.
Hi.
Shabbat
Hi.
Shalom. Good
Shabbat
seeing you.
Oh,
shalom.
Karen. She's not there yet. Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Hi,
David,
Karen.
Michael.
Oh, Karen.
Ruthie.
Hello, Karen. Shabbat Shalom. Good seeing you.
Hi, Ruthie.
The same, I was muted. Wait a sec. Okay. Shabbat shalom.
Marcia, you look cold.
I am cold. It's cold outside.
Oh, it is?
Hello, Harriet.
It was warm. I guess I should tell them to turn the heater up.
I don't have the air on in the sanctuary and my fingers are frozen. There's it's
Frozen.
already cold in here.
Oh, really?
Oh, my.
What?
Hi, Harriet.
Hi, Harriet.
Harriet.
Good to see you, Harriet.
Hi, Alan.
Hey, Michael.
How's everybody doing?
Harriet,
Alan.
hello. Alan.
Hi, Alan.
Secretary of State
Oh,
and
Cheryl.
Trump attorneys have
How
told
are you,
Georgia
Alan?
Republicans to
I've been
withhold
told too.
Cold in Philly?
his own party are worried his visit will be.
Somebody's got their TV on.
Rabbi, is it cold in Philly? Yes, it's cold, rainy, gloomy, stupid.
Aren't you up for some snow, Rabbi?
I don't, that's a 4-letter curse word. It can't pass my lips.
Spell it backwards.
Oh,
It's supposed to rain all day today, all night tonight into tomorrow, and it's in the, it's good. Yes, it's stupid. It's just stupid.
That's why you moved to Florida.
It's soup weather. You know what soup weather is? It's just soup.
Yes.
Yes.
soup weather, yes.
Soup weather.
Absolutely.
We have soup weather here.
Yeah,
we have it.
For a day or two.
Oh, you see it.
Wow.
Oh, they see the warming stuff, yes.
Oh,
We have
Jenny.
a fireplace on.
Yeah, we've had a fire all week. Yeah.
Son had our fire going the other night. He had the fireplace going the other night.
Well,
Gina, did we see you this morning? Hard to tell with everybody wearing masks. Did we see you?
not sure, Ellen. Not sure. Where was it?
Where?
Salon.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Gina was in
I
salon. Yeah.
You were there right before me.
That's right. But you were coming in with a mask on, so we couldn't tell. Now, if Bob had a mask on, it wouldn't be a problem.
Ooh, tough crowd.
Yeah.
Right.
Tough crowd.
Okay, listen, everybody. You have 5 minutes, so if you have to do anything personal, now's the time to do it.
Oh. I should put my mask on.
I want to know.
My mask
I want to know,
actually
Candace, if
says
we're eating or
100 days.
drinking or something. Can you see us doing that?
I can see you.
Hmm? If we're doing that while you're doing the service, and you're concentrating so much you can't see what we're doing.
But don't worry. Dude,
I'm not
honestly,
worried.
the only thing that's ever distracted me was when the little girls were going back and forth like this. Because their little box was right under my camera hole. And I try to look right at the camera. So I was getting motion sick because they were.
Oh, that's funny.
That's
No,
funny.
jump. Come on, jump up.
Harry, can you hear me?
I can.
Are you on your laptop?
I am.
All right. I just wanted to know.
Santa, did Ian and Daisy have nice birthdays?
They did. Thank you. Thank you very much. Daisy definitely got more spoiled than me.
I'm shaving the rest of it.
Hi, buddy.
That's the same birthday as our youngest son.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, there's Rabbi Goodman.
good man, yeah. His wife. Oh.
I keep going in and out. Oh, I'm going in and out.
Janie.
Is she on the move?
He looks. Goodman looks a little grayish. I don't know. Maybe he is extraterrestrial. I think it's.
You have a light behind you. Is that?
Why isn't it casting the?
It's a halo.
Sounds like an interesting meeting. What's going on?
Hi, Danny.
It's because what?
Charlie.
I'm not muted.
Back behind us.
Here it is.
Not doing anything either.
Action.
It doesn't work when you join from the Zoom client. You have to join from your browser.
Sherry.
I did join from the browser.
Hey, David.
Come on.
Watch the road, everybody.
Hi.
What's going
Take your bow tie, Ed.
Here we go.
Come on. Come here, Samantha.
Hello. Nice picture of Gail. Or her ceiling.
Hey, Samantha.
Hi, Annie.
Come here, baby.
Don't worry about it. Just
I'm
don't do
shut
it.
out.
Come here.
I wonder if it's an
Come on,
Apple.
back here.
Here. When I'm in and out.
I can always get the other thing.
Turn around.
Are you back?
Okay.
Hello, Mary and Jeff.
Hi, Mary and Jeff.
Hi, Mary and Jeff.
Hi.
Are we unmuted?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Good Shabbos.
Hello.
Good
Jeff.
Shabbos.
Hello. Good seeing you. Shabbat shalom. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Laura. Hi, Laura.
39 participants. What's up, Ed?
How many?
Yes, I'm here.
Carolyn and Rabbi Goodman out in space.
Yeah, you look like it, huh?
Out in space.
Hi, Jackie.
No,
Mary. Where the?
you do not.
What happened to our?
Goldie.
Are we doing the
You
blessing?
do not.
There's.
Hi, Ellen.
Hi, everybody. Good Shabbos.
I'll be in and out all evening.
Hello.
Marilyn.
Yes.
I'm going in and out.
I think my wife is on the blink.
Funny.
Hi, Dale.
Oh, we need the services.
Hi, Goldie. Goldie.
Hello.
There's
Here Goldie's place. Hello,
Shabbat
Goldie.
shalom, everyone.
Oh, this is a test.
Hi,
Jackie.
See you.
Hey, Jackie.
Laura. Yes.
Oh, wow. Rabbi Goodman, what a beautiful scene behind you.
I don't know where that came from.
Oh, that's a beauty.
We're out in space.
You can do that.
Here she is now. She's gone. Here she is now. She's
Background.
To the moon, Alan.
Hello.
There's
Yeah.
on that
He's
when
on
you were
stage.
trying to initiate.
Okay.
Something happened when they
It's about 7.
Harry, are you almost ready?
Well, hairs.
I'm here, but where did Jean go?
I'm here.
There you
Good
are.
evening, everybody. Hello.
No, let me get the other thing.
In a moment, I'm going to mute everybody, and the rabbi and cantor will unmute themselves. And when you're asked to light the candles or
There isn't one.
please unmute yourselves for that. In the meantime, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
All right. I hope everybody can hear me. Just nod your head. Now go that way. Now go this way. You guys you do everything everybody tells you to. It's amazing. It's like once I did a service, I said, "Will the congregation please rise?" And I had it down. Please rise. And they all went up and down. It's crazy.
So much control.
What?
So much
Total control. Total control. It's all about control. Anyway, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's nice to see all of you again. We have lots to talk about this Shabbat. It's a very difficult Shabbat. For those of you who will be joining us for Torah study tomorrow morning, it's a portion that's very, very intense. So I urge you to take a look at it. Starting whenever you can. There's nothing good on television anyway when we get done. Although I do recommend the Queen's Gambit. So you can binge watch that all night. And but that's not the subject of tonight. The Torah portion that we're going to be talking about, and I want to introduce something tonight instead of a formal 30-minute sermon, unless you want one. I do happen to have one here, but that lady is always shaking her head. No, be careful. We're watching. That's the thing with the Zoom. It's even better than only on the Bima, because you can actually see what everybody's nodding off for when they're eating dinner during Yom Kippur, or as people do, or having that second glass of vodka. Anyway. This Torah portion is Vayishlach. It's a very challenging Torah portion. And I want to start off with a question tonight before we actually begin the liturgy. And we're going to be beginning it with L'chud Aranana on page 1 on your service books. There's a very interesting passage right at the beginning of this Torah portion. This is the reunion passage between Jacob and Esau, where the text says in very two little words, Vayera Yaakov, which is translated as, in many translations, and Jacob was greatly afraid. He was fearful. He was about to meet his brother after 20 years, who he ripped off. You remember the story. What I want to pursue with you tonight is this question. We won't have time to do all of it tomorrow morning. We're in very challenging times. Our souls are being inundated with stress and strain and questions, especially those of us of a certain age. Here's my question to you, and I'm going to come back to this. What are you afraid of? And what does fear really mean? Because remember, in the Torah, in the Hebrew, for those of you who know the Hebrew, those same root is also used sometimes as a sense of awe or respect. Jacob was afraid. He stood alone. What are we right now? What are we afraid of? And is fear a necessary ingredient to worship God? I just want to throw it out to you, give you something to think about as we turn to page 1. We welcome Shabbat with L'chud Aranana. Cantor.
L'chud Aranana, lai 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 lai, l'Adonai, lai 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 lai, Nahariya, lai 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 lai, Litzur Yishenu, lai 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 lai. Let us sing unto God, the maker of all, sure and strong. Let all of creation from mountain to sea hear our song. L'chud Aranana, lai 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 lai, l'Adonai, lai 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 lai, Nahariya, lai 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 lai, Litzur Yishenu, yai lai 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 lai. For all of the wonders and all of God's might, we rejoice. So now let us listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice. L'chud Aranana, lai 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 lai, l'Adonai, lai 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 lai, Nahariya, lai 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 lai, Litzur Yishenu, lai 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 lai.
We're going to continue in a minute with, on the bottom of the page, Jamru Adonai, sing to God a new song. But also I want to try something again with you. We did this a couple of weeks ago when we were all together, that there's a couple of readings that are responsive. You don't need to hear me read everything. So I'm just may call on somebody just to help us out on a responsive reading or something. So if I do, don't be afraid. And if you really don't want to do it, just say something to that effect. But it's good to involve as many people as possible. So the bottom of page 1, before we warm up with the hairs to light candles and stuff like that, Cantor, Zimru Adonai. Bottom of page 1.
Yai, lai, lai, lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai. Yai lai, yai lai la lai, yai lai lai la lai. Zamru l'Adonai, Zamru l'Adonai bechino, Zamru l'Adonai bechino bechol zimra. בחצות צרות בכל שופר הרים לפני המלך אדוני, הרים לפני המלך אדוני. זמרו, זמרו לאדוני, זמרו לאדוני בכינור, זמרו לאדוני בכינור בכל זמרה. ירם הים ומלוא תבל ויושביו, נהרות ימחאוך ויחד הרים ירננו, נהרות ימחאוך ויחד הרים ירננו. זמרו לאדוני, זמרו לאדוני בכינור, זמרו לאדוני בכינור בכל זמרה.
Thank you, Cantor. On the middle of page 2, we invite for the honor of blessing the Shabbat candles, Ellen and Vince Hare, who are somewhere in there. There they are. You just moved your box. You just
Yes.
like yes,
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who join us in need, all who bring the offering of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Amen.
Yeah, thank you.
Good Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat.
Beautiful candles. Really pretty candles. On the bottom of page 3, Marilyn Levinson, could you unmute yourself? It's real easy. You have the book.
I'm muted.
Great. Marilyn's coming to us from, she took over an entire Starbucks store.
Yes.
And we'll be doing Shabbat lattes afterwards. So Marilyn, if you could just join me and just read the italics on the bottom of page 3. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain.
On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share.
There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted.
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others.
On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal.
So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. And we turn to page 4. We join with Canterbury in the Lecha Dodi. Remember that last verse that begins Boi B'Shalom. If you're able to rise and face the door of your house to welcome the Shabbat bride, and we'll flow right in from that last verse, right into the Chatzi Kaddish and the Baruch Hu. So if you're able to remain standing, fine. So in body or spirit, page 4, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likra kala yala la yala la yala la pene Shabbat nikabila. Lecha Dodi likra kala yala la yala la yala la pene Shabbat nikabila. Shamor v'zachor b'diburecha hishrianu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad shmo echad l'shemo tiferet v'litchila Lecha Dodi likra kala yala la yala la yala la pene Shabbat nikabila Lecha Dodi likra kala yala la yala la yala la pene Shabbat nikabila likra Shabbat lechu v'necha ki hi mekor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila Lecha Dodi likra kala yala la yala la yala la pene Shabbat nikabila Lecha Dodi likra kala yala la yala la yala la pene Shabbat nikabila hitoreri kiva orech kumiori uri shir daberi kavod Adonai alayich mikla Lecha Dodi likra kala yala la yala la yala la pene Shabbat nikabila Lecha Dodi likra kala yala la yala la yala la pene Shabbat nikabila Boi v'shalom materet bala gam b'simcha u'tzola toch emunei am segula Boi chala Lecha Dodi likra kala yala la yala la yala la pene Shabbat nikabila Lecha Dodi likra kala yala la yala la yala la pene Shabbat nikabila.
Page 5.
Yitkadash mei rabba Bialmadi v'rachin utei v'yamlich machutei B'chai echon u'yom echon Uv'chai decho beit Yisrael Bagala ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמירה במבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בימה ויאמרו אמן. יללי, 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 ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך, לעולם ועד, לעולם, 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 לעולם. לעולם, 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 לעולם.
In the middle of page 5, this English translation of the Ma'ariv Aravim. Deb and Michael, could you unmute and ask you to, and thank you again for 2 weeks ago when you were brilliant and saved my singing. So could you read that paragraph for the Ma'ari, which begins, "Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign."
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening.
Todah Rabbah, thank you. The Ahavat Olam speaks of this concept of God's eternal love. And on the middle of page 6, we have this paragraph which begins, "Everlasting love you offered your people Israel." So I'm going to ask, where's Karen? Karen Blackman, are you there? Could you unmute and read us that and lead us with that paragraph, please?
Sure. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Praise you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. We remain standing in body and spirit. We turn to page 7 for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kilod Malchuto Leholam Vahed. Baruch Shem Kilod Malchuto Leholam Vahed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Yeah, Haftarah, you may be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'otecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam V'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech u'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam lehot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai V'tem kedoshim leloechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim. Liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
So before we go into the Michamocha, I wanted to return to the question that we began with a little while ago. It stems from this Torah portion, and one of the first things that are uttered in the Torah portion in 32:8, Vayira Yaakov, and Jacob was greatly afraid. And this whole concept of fear, because there's so much that we hear about fear. I just talked to 2 or 3 people today who are ill, very ill. Very good friends of mine, some of them dealing with COVID, and the fear that that emanates from their soul, and their children who called me. This Torah portion in the commentaries talk about this idea of fear and faith. So what I wanted to ask you to think about is what makes you afraid? What makes you, not like spiders or snakes or something that's like me, but on an existential level, And Shabbat is a time when we think about this. This is a time when we, as Karen was just, we take time out. We take time out from this world, if it's possible, and begin to really think about the deep-seated spiritual things. So I want to throw this question out to you. What makes you afraid? What are you afraid of? And to point out something that's very interesting that the tradition has to say is fear the flip side of faith. So this is a commentary from a contemporary rabbi from the West Coast, traditional rabbi Brad Artson, who writes a tremendous amount, and his stuff is online. And he talks about in this Torah portion, is fear a denial of God? Does anxiety mean that you really don't believe in God, or that you reject God's loving covenant with the Jewish people, which is a prayer we just read, the Ahavat Olam? He goes on to say, Judaism is not an antibody that will ward off the experience of fear. As some religious tradition says, if you just believe, you have nothing to be afraid of. You're never alone. But one of the lessons, again, the commentaries strike out about this Torah portion is that's not what Judaism is. It's not pablum. It's not superstition. But what Judaism can do is to offer a faint ray of light that can ultimately illumine even the darkest senses. When all appears hopeless, it is natural to feel overwhelmed. So many people right now are feeling exactly that. But the comfort of God's love, which we just read, Ahavat Olam, and the covenant between God and our people can allay that sorrow, allowing meaning to be rebuilt and strength restored. Judaism cannot prevent depression or worry, but it provides the perspective with which we can endure and survive. In the words of the prophet Isaiah, they who trust in the Lord shall mount up with eagle's wings. Though we may face troubles, we can still be uplifted and even fly. Unquote. That's the message of this interpretation of Vayira Yaakov. That Judaism doesn't prevent you from the natural processes of being afraid, existentially afraid, like a lot of people are now. And it can't cure feelings of depression or anxiety. But what it does provide you is a plan and an approach to how to live your life, which ultimately comes in, as I think I tried to write in the Temple Times thing, this idea that hope. And I always remember, and those of you who probably saw the movie or saw the play, always go back to the last scene in Fiddler on the Roof. You remember that last scene? The Cossacks have come. They come in and they have to get out of Anatevka, and they're walking. And then on the stage show, they're walking in the film. I think it's basically the same thing. And they asked the rabbi, I thought we were going to, wait for the Messiah in Anatevka. That was our home. And he says, well, we're just going to have to wait for the Messiah someplace else. That's a Jewish response. And I mention it to you because it emerges right out of these two words at the beginning of this Torah portion. And for a lot of people right now who are afraid, they're isolated, they're alone, they're afraid. Our tradition says, there's hope. This is going to pass, and we hopefully will emerge stronger, having learned some lessons. This is in many ways exactly what this next prayer is, because the Micha Mocha is a song of hope. It's a song of redemption. It's a song of freedom. From Exodus, remember, the children of Israel crossed the Sea of Reeds. They celebrate Micha Mocha, who is like you, God, amongst all the gods all over who are worshipped. Micha Mocha. Page 8.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא דילות עושה פלא, נורא מלכותך רב ובניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים. זה אלי ענו ואמרו, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא דילות עושה פלא, נורא דילות עושה פלא, אדוני
So on page 9, we come to my favorite prayer, as I've told you a million times already. My favorite prayer in the evening service, the Hashkivenu, the nighttime prayer of the Jew, when we ask for blessing because we're soon going to go to sleep, and we ask that everything that could do us harm be kept away. We spread over us this Sukkot Shalom, this tabernacle, this dwelling of peace. That will keep pestilence and war and famine and heartache away, even in this crazy time in which we live. So that's a powerful message. And I urge you again, for those of you who, before you go to sleep tonight, when you crawl into bed and snuggle in, because I guess it's cold in Florida. What is it, below 50?
It's cold here.
It's cold here.
We're coming south.
when you and as you sort of like begin to close your eyes and think about the day, just try this. Just say, as you fall asleep, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom, or thank you, God, for this day. Let me wake up tomorrow morning in peace. Try that as a practice. And when you get up tomorrow morning, the first thing just to say before you get out of bed, Modeh Ani, I got another day. Thank you. Thank you. Little practice. You don't need to learn a lot of Hebrew. Just a couple of things. And you can say it in English. Believe me, it doesn't matter. But just that practice, it sort of like centers you and grounds you, especially if you keep doing it day. It's a little thing. You don't need a degree or anything else like that. So we pray the Hashkivenu, and we hope that we wake up this tomorrow morning in peace. We sleep tonight protected and safe and well. Page 9, the Hashkivenu Ushmor Tzeitenu.
Ushmor Tzeitenu Uloheinu Lechaim Uleshalom Me'ata ve'ad olam, me'ata ve'ad olam, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Nechamideinu shomreinu lechaim, Ufaros adinu Shelomecha Me'ata ve'ad olam, Me'ata ve'ad olam, Me'ata ve'ad olam. Ushmor Tzeitenu uvoeinu lechaim uleshalom. Me'ata ve'ad olam, me'ata ve'ad olam, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Nehamideinu shomreinu lechaim, Ufaros aleinu Sukkot Shelomecha, Me'ata ve'ad olam, 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 Me'ata ve'ad olam.
We're going to continue on page 10 with the Yismechu and move right into the Amidah. So as we conclude the Yismechu, we'll ask you to rise in body and spirit and just continue with the cantor with the Adonai Sefatai and the Avot Gibburot in Kedusha.
Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת אשמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת מקדשי שבי שבת כולם יספו ויתענגו מצורך שבת אשמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת לשבי רצית בו וקידשת שבת חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת אשמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu ve'imoteinu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Havot ve'imahot. ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני הקדוש.
You may be seated. So, as I did the last time, a couple of weeks ago, at this particular point of the service, I wanted to depart from the liturgy. And remember, last couple of weeks ago, we did some readings from this one of the Alden Salavi prayers, the compendium. I'm actually recording him again for his new book on Tuesday. His podcast will post in sometime in January. But I wanted to offer you this meditation tonight because it's called a meditation of hope and doubt. And it kind of picks up on those two words that we began the service with, Vayira Yaakov. And it also, I think, speaks to where a lot of people are right now. This comes from a book called Covenant of the Soul. It was a publication many years ago by the WRJ, the Women of Reformed Judaism, otherwise known in my youth as the Sisterhoods, the National Federation of Temple Sisterhoods. Some of you may remember them. But WRJ put this book out, quite a while ago. See if I can find the date. And it's just filled with a tremendous number of beautiful prayers. It was printed in 2000. This is an interesting meditation, and I wanted to offer it to you in this period of the intermediary prayers before we pick up again with the Shalom Rav on page 14. So this is a meditation of hope and doubt. It goes like this. Why does it take a traumatic event, a moment of crisis, to bring us to our senses, to shake us up? Why must we face or learn about illness, misfortune, accident, or death to set our priorities right? What makes today a special day? I woke up this morning, the sun was shining, it was beautiful, it was dreary, it was raining, whatever. It was another day. I can think, I can touch, I can smell, I can breathe, I can feel. I can talk to those I care about and those who care about me. I can do whatever I want that might benefit someone or something. I can learn, expand my interests and my horizons. How fortunate I am to be able to do and see so much. Look me straight in the eye, and I will tell you, each day is a special day. It's a great meditation, especially for this time. It's from this Covenant of the Soul, and I just wanted to share it with you because I think it speaks to a lot of what people in one way are feeling or in another way wish to feel. Page 14, the Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Ta'atzim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Ta'atzim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Ta'atzim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Ta'atzim Le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Ta'atzim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Ta'atzim Le'olam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Ta'atzim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Ta'atzim Le'olam. Ta'atzim Le'olam.
And we take a few moments right now for some private prayers, some just quiet moments of contemplation and meditation. Listen to your heart, listen to your soul.
Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, v'yarko Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Uyaseh shalom aleinu, v'yarko Yisrael. Amen. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, v'yarko Yisrael, v'yimru amen. V'yarko Yisrael,
Some of you I've mentioned this to a couple of people. I do have this passion for being a news junkie, which in the current state of the world, I have found the need to cut back up a lot. Listening to the news and reading the newspapers, as I do every day, several papers, it is easy to understand the power and the need for the Mishaberach every week. There is so much pain. There is so much challenges. There are so many people who are in various states of just being challenged in so many ways. That this prayer of healing that we offer now with the Mishaberach really speaks to not only people who are physically ill, but who are just feeling emotionally, spiritually, mentally challenged in this day and age. The Shabbat, this moment of peace, this moment of silence, this moment of when we say time out to the workaday week and try the best we can for 24 hours to just say, stop, just stop. Let me think and deal with my soul rather than the material world. So these prayers for healing become more and more important right now. They really do, and they work. They do. So we offer prayers now for those people from the family of this congregation who lie on the bed of illness, who deal with challenges. We also prayers as well for those who take care of these people, their caregivers, the nurses, the physician's assistants, the doctors, the EMT workers, the home health aides who come now into people's homes to take care of people. All these people who are on the front lines of healing, all of these people we incorporate now in these Mishaberach prayers, these moments. We mention these in the family of Ahavat Chesed on this particular Shabbat. Mari Abraham, Carol Babcock, Malcolm Bloom, Rosalie Teddy Bono, George Caballero and family, Stuart Cohen, Tom Davis, Muriel and Art Fields, George Glossman, David Hampton, Mary Hartman, Luann Ingram, Irene Jacobs, Judy and Betty Jacobson, Kimberly Janis, Robert Kay, Marilyn Levitt, Teresa Levy, Roseanne Macon, Barbara McDonald, Gary Nadler, David Osofsky, Laura Osofsky, Marilyn Pankin, James Penson, Lauren and Lainey Minar, Buddy Pollock, Robert Powell, Randall Rout, Marlene Reb, Sandra Reznikoff, Ida Richin, Anita Richin, Alex Rossin, Paul Rothstein, Rosella Schiff, Stephen Schulman, Ruthie Silver, Marnie Simpson, Jan Smith, Susie Snitzer, Bob Tews, Bernice Tobias, Ruth Van Alstein, Judy Van Gorder, Jenny and Tom Vick, Shirley Weintraub, Carolyn Wenk. I'm going to mention a couple of people who are very close this week to Jane and myself, friends and family. It's been a tough week. Ellen Jakowski, Bess Soffer, Dr. Jim Soffer, and Mark Travis. We have people in the chat. Cantor, you have that?
We add to those names this evening Chris Crouch, Don Davis, David Ben Alstein, Sally Constein, Nicholas Sobek, Abby Israel, Edward Williams, Devora Bat Rachel, Dave Elkner, Richard Goldberg, Robert Jones, Betty McNamara, Lori Kurland, Bruce Emanuel, Stephen Emanuel, Jim Caven, Darlene Green, Aaron Beasley, Adele and Harold Cohen, Barbara Wolfson, and Chief Genest.
To these names we've named publicly, to those we hold in the privacy of our own hearts and souls, our prayer for healing, the Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Ve'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
On page 18, we rise in body or spirit. We join with the cantor in the Aleinu. Whoops. I should fill this while she opens the ark. I'm reminded of a story.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר הבראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם כפינו כהם, וגורל עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
This is a meditation, again, from this sisterhood book, Covenant of the Soul, a meditation before the Kaddish. I'm just going to bend down so you don't have to look at my belt buckle. It goes like this. Whenever death comes, it is too soon for those of us left to mourn. When death leaves adults to grieve over parents or grandparents, aged aunts or older siblings, it is an imponderable anguish, but we bow to God's plan. Yet when death comes too soon, wounding parents who will never see their children grown, hurting children too young to understand, or spouses who ache for just one more hug, it could seem that God has abandoned us. But death and our pain are as much a part of life as are our joys and strivings. To live is to be touched by death. May we always remember to reach out to those who mourn and never to forsake God who has given us life. We pause now to remember those who have been taken from the midst of the family of this congregation. We observe Shaloshim for Stanley Tenenbaum and observe the yard sites in love with the memory of Harry Baker, Dorothy Cohen, Marcus Cohen, Philip Nathans Coleman, Samuel Cutler, Alfred Feinglass, Jill Friedman Fixler, Ethel Fraden, Stefan Kapinski, Norman Ginsberg, Sandy Greenhut, Morris Heimowitz, William Horn, Edith Kessler, Florence Kidder, Jack Coburn, Ranit Krinsky Lubliner, Simon Lassaro, Sarah Moscow, Florence Rosenblatt, Irma Rothstein, Irma Pankin Rothstein, Bella Silverman, George Schnitzer, David Schwalbe, Alexander Wolf, Kelsey Young. Are there other names that you wish to bring forward? Cantor, do we have any other names?
Yes, we have to add Lydia Bussell and Mary Helen Baum, George Reb, Eleanor Keene, Charlotte Sanford, and Dr. Nahum Balatin.
And in spirit or body, we rise on page 20. On page 20, we pray as a community. Yit Kadal, V'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'yalma Divrach Hirute, V'yamlich Malchute, V'chayechonu V'yomechonu V'chaye Dekol Beit Yisrael, Bagala V'zman Kari V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Olamei Olamaya Yit Barak V'yish Tabach V'yit Pa'ar V'yit Raman V'yit Naseh, V'yit Hadar V'yit Halev V'yit Halel Shemei Dekudashah Brichu. Le'elo min kol birchota v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiram b'yama v'imru, Amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shemai, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Osei shalom b'mramav, v'ya'asei shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. May the source of peace bring peace to all who mourn and give comfort to all who may be bereaved, as we say together, Amen. You may be seated. Mr. Kaufman, I think you're on my second screen.
Good evening, everybody.
There you go.
I guess I want to welcome Rabbi and Jane again. It's great to see you guys and look forward to seeing you at the end of the month in a little warmer climate, hopefully. Thank you again to Cantor and to Ian behind the scenes, I'm sure, for all that you guys do and leading these services as well. And thank you to Vince and Ellen Hare. Good to see you guys tonight and offering our candle lighting. And I'm assuming that the Edwards, with the nice challah and Kiddush cup in front of them, will be doing Kiddush and Motzi tonight. So thank you for doing that as well. Tomorrow morning, Torah will be led by Rabbi Address at 9 o'clock. And Shabbat morning worship, again, will be led by Rabbi Address in Canterbury at 10:30. Monday, December 7th, please do not miss our Shaliach Stav Brenner, who will tell us why Israel is ranked one of the happiest countries in the world. There'll be a Zoom meeting at 7:30. On Tuesday morning at 10:30, Rabbi Goodman will be leading wisdom. And on the first night of Hanukkah, Thursday night at 6:30, Canterbury will present a service for families. Everyone is welcome. Please join. Singing of songs and lighting of Hanukkahs. Again, the program starts at 6:30. You probably have seen in the messenger that unfortunately, out of an abundance of caution and our values of Pekuach Nefesh, we had to cancel the outdoor portion of our Hanukkah service next Friday night. We did not cancel Shabbat or cancel the second night of Hanukkah, though. So we will be doing it Friday night at our normal time at 7 o'clock. And we all hope and pray, as we talked about hope this evening, that we will see an end soon to this COVID and we can all be together again in person. Saturday night, the 12th, Lori Simmons and Sydney Mann will be leading us in a Havdalah service along with Jaleel Stav Brenner. That will be at 5:30 Saturday evening. Remember, our sanctuary remains open under limited conditions for individual prayer and meditation. Just make your reservations either on our website or by calling the temple office. And the JFCS holiday gift giving program is still open and active. I believe there are still some children in need of gifts. If you have the ability and are willing to do that, you can look into it at Temple Times or at JFCS website. Shabbat Shalom, and I wish everybody well.
Thank you, David. Thank you. And let's see. It looks like on the cubicle, third down, third row, first cubicle, at least on up here in New Jersey, the Edwards. So if you'll grab your challah and grab your wine or a facsimile thereof. You're unmuted? You are unmuted. Okay, great. Take it away.
Thank you.
Please join us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabar kosho v'hava uvratzon hinkelanu. Zikaron lemahase bereishi, yundan takila lemikrase kodesh, zekelesia mitzrayim, kivanu. And I lost my place. I apologize. Aviatanu kitashta bikobi yeshapako koshika yahava ufratson imkatanu.
Everybody.
Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. Thank you, Mary.
Sure. And then we have the challah. You ready to do the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam,
Motzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
Well done. That makes make a great sandwich, or as we say up here, a good hoagie. Put a little turkey in there, and never mind. The Adonai Canterbury is. Which melody are we using? Is this a Ladino melody?
It is. It is by Abraham Lopez Cardozo.
Oh, muy bien, muy bien.
Adon Olam on page 21. Here's the melody. La 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 la
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כה יציר נברא, לעת נשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה. והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו להכבירה, בלי ראשית בלי תכלית, ללא העוז והמשורה. והוא אלי וחי גואלי וצור חבלי בעת צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום הקרה. בידו הפקין רוחי ותישן והעירה, ואם רוחי הביאתי אדוני לי ולא יירא. לי 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 לי
Thank you, everyone. To everybody, Shabbat Shalom. Stay healthy, stay safe. Take care. Take care. See you tomorrow.
Thank you,
9
Rabbi.
a.m. 9 a.m. for a big Torah study tomorrow morning. Be there, be square.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Cantor. Beautiful service. Good Shabbos,
Thank you, Ellen and
Thank
Vince
you,
and
thank
Mary
you,
and
thank
Jeff.
you.
It was our pleasure. Thank you so much for the honor. We appreciate it.
Oh, you did
Shabbat
well.
shalom to everyone.
Bye-bye.
Shabbat
Take care.
shalom.
Isabel, congratulations on your retirement.
Shabbat shalom.
Yes, Isabel, congratulations. Mazel tov.
Lovely service. Hi, everybody.
Harry, see you tomorrow morning.
Well,
Mary and Jeff, good to see you.
See you then.
Love the tie, Rabbi.
Shalom, everybody.